Welcome back to California Cooking. On today's episode, we've got some more recipes to inspire you in the kitchen, and we're showing some love to some restaurants we've visited in the past that are updating their menus during this time. So first, I'm taking you back to Scopa Italian Roots. It's an Italian-American restaurant from Top Chef alum Antonio Lofaso, and they're offering takeout right now. Then I'm making a delicious brown butter ravioli that takes just 8 minutes to cook up. And finally, Levi and I are celebrating Easter with coconut nests. First up is an amazing restaurant in Marina del Rey called Scopa Italian Roots. Right now they're offering a daily dinner menu. They also have a market where you can get fresh-made pastas and sauces, specialties like chicken parmesan, their house-made ricotta and ciabatta, and more. Chef Antonia is such an inspiration, and I loved hearing about how Scopa came together. Take a look. Chef Antonia Lofaso.
Yes.
How are you?
Wonderful, thank you.
We're in your beautiful restaurant in Marina del Rey.
Yes.
I love it. You were telling me that you design restaurants based on a situation that might take place in a restaurant,
Well,
like a date or a...
Correct. It's part of the process.
Yeah.
So Scopa is very, I'm from Long Island, New York, so
Okay.
it's meant to feel like you're in a small sort of brick and mortar Italian restaurant in Brooklyn or the Bronx or Staten Island. So this idea of American Italian food,
Yeah.
and when I say American Italian food, there's a lot of restaurants that are regional Italian cooking. So some that focus on Rome in the center, some that focus on Venice or
Sure.
Bologna or the Amalfi Coast. The American Italians are a mishmash of everyone who landed, on Ellis Island, whether they were from Bologna or Venice or Rome, had families and children, and that mixture of Italian love turned into what you see in Little Italy all across the United States. So that sort of red sauce Italian is what Scopa is. So once we figure out what the concept is of venue, then I always like to play a little game of who were my diners, right? You said you came in the other night with a whole bunch of girlfriends.
Yeah.
So if a group of girls are dining out, are they starting with a little lambrusco and the ricotta crostini and maybe some, cured prosciutto, and what does that look like? And then, maybe it's like two guys who just got out of the gym and, they've got
Sure.
huge muscles and
That
they don't
sounds
eat
fun.
carbohydrates. And what are they gonna eat? So I always think of like the steak and maybe the Brussels sprout salad. So if you wanna eat clean, you can come here, but it still lives within the concept. You wanna
that.
break your diet and eat spaghetti and meatballs and 4 pounds of bread, you can do that. It's basically something for everyone.
I think the way that you lit up when you talked about an American Italian family that has their roots here, but also their heart is in Italy with the food they know.
I grew up only knowing American Italian food.
Yeah.
It wasn't actually until I moved to Los Angeles that my development of food, the food world began. When I moved to Los Angeles, that was where my culinary journey began, not that I even really knew it, but it was at El Torito. My parents took me to El Torito, and they said there was fajitas.
Well, I worked at Chili's, so I heard fajitas more than you.
Right,
but
so that was my mom and dad. Listen, they were
I
both,
get it.
both Italians
Yeah.
from Long Island, had never seen Mexican food,
Right.
Latin food. They didn't know what it was. And this was my first sort of outside of Italian food culinary experience.
Interesting.
Yeah. And honestly, food is a gateway to other cultures, the way people see one another by eating their food, by seeing each other through food. Most people find out about another culture or another country first through their food.
Yeah. We're in the kitchen at Scopa.
Yes. This is kind of like when you're backed into the corner here.
Yeah.
Most restaurants, the piece de resistance is the grill. Scopa is the pasta station.
Yeah.
There is a ton of food that comes from the station. We do like 500 covers a night.
Wow.
And this is their little nook and cranny.
Well, it's amazing when you watch chefs. It's kind of like a dance. It's a choreographed number. Everyone's kind of getting out of each other's way. And
It's actually the most beautiful ballet there is.
Yeah.
Especially when you kind of vibe off of people that you're working with. I've seen chefs like do these like little spin moves and like drop down, and it's like, and then where you can anticipate your partner's move.
Yeah.
It's very nice when you have that synergy
I
that
like
moves in the
it.
kitchen.
What
Yeah.
are we gonna make?
Okay, in Italian food, you always have sort of that mushroom pasta, right?
Okay, yeah.
You've heard of like a fettuccine Alfredo. This is my version of that, if you will.
Okay.
So it's not so black and white.
What kind of pasta
So this is a
that?
creste rigate. So creste as in like a crust,
Yeah.
okay? Rigate as in there's ridges, okay? Hot pan, a little bit of butter, and by a little bit of butter I mean a good
lot of
amount of butter. I like to do butter olive oil. I have a fresh clove of garlic that I'm gonna just kind of open up with my palm of my hand and let it bloom.
And these kind of pasta dishes are pretty fast, right?
They're
they come
pretty
together.
fast, but so what I'm doing is kind of reconstituting the fat. I'm flavoring the fat here. I'm gonna just throw in these beautiful mushrooms, and I'm gonna allow them to saute. I don't want to move them around in the pan too much. I want them to get brown on their own. Gonna add a little bit of salt and a little bit of cracked black pepper. And I'm gonna just like kind of let these things I'm gonna let the mushrooms do their thing. Got the water just in a nice small little rolling here boil. I'm gonna throw about a handful of that crusty in there. People assume that fresh pasta takes seconds to cook. It actually doesn't. It takes about 4 minutes. Now, depending on the season, we use a different green every time. So right now, we're just using a little bit of beet greens and a little bit of dandelion greens.
Nice.
So after the mushrooms and the greens are sauteed and it's just a little bit of wilt, now we're gonna build the sauce. So this is a mushroom stock. So it's actually a ton of different mushroom ends that we cook down in a little bit of white wine. Add a little bit more butter to it. When I say a little bit of butter, I mean a good amount of butter. And that's what's really gonna make this sauce. Now, the pasta's about finished. The sauce is almost there, but what I'm gonna do now, actually, is let the pasta finish cooking. A little bit of that pasta water. The pasta water is gonna thicken it. And I'm gonna throw that pasta right in there, and I'm gonna allow the pasta to really ingest the sauce. That, to me, when I'm talking to people about pasta, I'm like, the two things, if you take anything away, is cook your pasta in the sauce and salt your pasta water. So as we're finishing, this is the very, very end, okay? When you're at the end, that is when the cheese goes in.
Off the heat.
Off the heat. Do not put cheese while you're on the heat. It just takes away the beautiful, tangy, salty flavor of the Parmesan Reggiano. You put a little bit of the Parmesan cheese in there, that thickens it up as well, right?
Yep.
Very, very end, just a little bit of chopped parsley.
Okay.
And then just to brighten it, because you saw all that cheese and butter and squeeze of fresh lemon juice.
And it created this silky sauce by doing that.
100% did. It created a silky sauce, and just by giving it a second to be together, right? Just to finish, I did a little bit of fresh breadcrumb, and that's to kind of add some texture to it.
Should we taste this beauty?
I mean, dig right in.
This is incredibly
You taste a little hit of lemon in there is what kind of makes
the lemon and then the bitter of the green. I really like that. Chef, that's delicious.
Yeah, you came out pretty good. I still got it. I still got it. I can still do it.
She's got it all right. You got to come to Scopa. Because anyone this passionate about food, you know it has to be good.
Thank you.
This has been a pleasure.
Absolutely.
Thank you. I had the best time with Chef Antonia, and that mushroom pasta is the perfect dish to try right now. You can go to ktla.com/cooking for the recipe, and once again, Scopa Italian Roots is open right now for takeout and delivery. Coming up, a burger joint in LA is still serving up their classic specialties. Sam and I take you back to Cassells. Then Levi's ready to make another recipe with me. This time, we're making coconut nests for Easter. But first, I'm cooking up a brown butter ravioli that's so delicious. That's coming up next. Right now, we're all looking for a recipe that doesn't take many ingredients. So this one I made a couple of months ago. It's a brown butter ravioli, and it's so good. Take a look. So this is one of those meals that I think we could whip up in 10 to 15 minutes. It's a weeknight, and you have frozen ravioli in the freezer, and you're like, what am I gonna do? Instead of just marinara, you know, I have these in the freezer every once in a while, and the other day, I almost made like a salad, and then I put the ravioli on top, and I thought, perfect. So, first thing first, I got the garlic and herb ravioli, but you could do any combination you like. I'm gonna put them back in some boiling water, salted boiling water. While the pasta is cooking, I'm going to brown some butter, which basically just means you cook the butter until there's some milk solids that get brown, and it has this nutty, delicious flavor. And that's gonna be our sauce. And it happens really fast. Okay, our pasta cooked in 3 minutes, and I'm gonna add it to the brown butter. And there's our sauce. Add a little bit of salt. Should I flip? I'm afraid. There we go. Yeah. Okay, let that come together for just a second. Ooh. Okay, our pasta is done. It's in the brown butter. The brown butter smells so good. So what I'm gonna do, baby spinach. I'm gonna put it at the bottom of a bowl, flat dish, so you can see everything. And then the hot pasta on top of the baby spinach will wilt it, almost cook it. So no need to cook anything else other than the pasta. Okay, our spinach, we are just going to add our ravioli. And all the butter goes over the spinach and wilts it and creates. And then to that, I'm gonna take some walnuts. Any nut you prefer. I think pistachio would be nice, but a little bit of crunch. So I toasted some walnuts in a dry pan just to get them browned, because they taste so much better when they're toasted. Sprinkle that on top of our ravioli. I'm going to squeeze some lemon over our pasta. And the butter and the lemon create a sauce for our pasta. Go. And then good Parmesan cheese. You know it's Parmesan when it says it stamped on the rind. And I'm just gonna shave some Parmesan on top, a little bit of cracked black pepper on top. And dinner is served. How easy was that? 8 minutes start to finish. Coming up, they're known for their delicious burgers. Cassells is open for takeout and delivery. Then my sweetness Levi and I are back at it in the kitchen making coconut nests for Easter. That's coming up next. If you didn't know already, Sam Rubin is quite the connoisseur when it comes to burgers. Matter of fact, I'm pretty sure he has a favorite burger spot in every part of town. This spot happens to be his favorite in K-Town. We checked out Cassells a few months ago. Take a look.
Here we go.
Sam, look at this.
How you doing, Sam?
Hi.
Good.
Hi, Christian.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good, thank
And the
you.
patty melt.
Patty melt.
Oh, Sam.
Absolutely.
Onion rings.
And onion rings. Oh my gosh.
Oh, what is this one? Breakfast burger.
Ketchup.
Wow.
Christian, please, take a seat.
Thank you.
I think the story is so cool about Alvin Cassell, right? Who started this place, was it 1948?
Yep,
Something like that?
1948.
And he was working at a law office and thought there's nowhere good to get lunch,
Right.
which we can understand how that could drive you to start a business,
Exactly,
right?
yeah.
So he started a burger joint. Was it a hit right from the bat?
You know, it ended up getting really popular, and I mean, he was getting food press written about him and written about Cassells back in the day before it was such a foodie culture that we have now, because it was an institution.
Yeah.
And, you know, it stayed around forever, and then, you know, when he passed away, it
And he
kind
was
of-
98 or something like
Yeah,
that?
he was in his
90s?
90s. Yeah. So we're still doing the same thing they were doing back then. We're grinding whole chucks and briskets every day to make those beautiful patties that go on the patty melt, the breakfast burger, and the cheeseburger. We cook it on the same crossfire broiler that they used back then. It's the same one here. So you could still get that 500-degree sear on the burger, which gives it that good crunch, like a good steak at a
I'm not even
steakhouse.
waiting for you. I'm
I
so
know,
rude.
no, start. I put the Thousand Island on there.
That's a
A little bit of ketchup.
Beautiful.
But what was it about this place that was so special? You said, we've got to make sure that this is around.
Yeah, I mean, it's for us, it was like, you know, a classic neighborhood place, and it had kind of gone by the wayside, and, you know, we were redeveloping this hotel, and we thought to bring something back that was a neighborhood classic that had been around for a long time. Yeah, and bring back that quality and that classic Americana.
And people have responded, have they not?
It's been a good ride. It's been about this will be 5 years in December since we reopened Cassells as it is now. We also added a full bar, so that's been very popular too. It's good. Get your cheeseburger and a bourbon or a beer. You know, we opened another one downtown. There's one at LAX in Terminal 1. So if you're on your way into or out of LA.
Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah, this is a fun item too. So that's the fried chicken sandwich.
Wow. But a lot of this stuff is from the original.
Absolutely. So everything that you see like above the soffit are all the original signs.
Wow.
On the other side, the original menu boards. And then below the soffit on the other side is and like over here, you've got all the new hand-painted menu signs. So we still tried to keep that. We copied all the fonts. There's the hand-painted lettering on the windows.
When you walk by and you see the Cassells with the big lettering, it reminds you of an old diner and it gives you that feeling, oh my gosh, the shakes are here.
You're never getting out of here.
Oh my gosh. And all of these things, and Sam and I were talking about, you know, the fancy cheeseburger, which you can get and whatever, but this is what hits the spot.
Exactly right.
It's just the classic American cheeseburger with the French fries and the onion ring.
All right, we're gonna toast.
All right. Cassells.
Now these
Cheers.
are great.
A classic.
With the breakfast burger.
Sam, you know how to pick a lunch spot. Cassells hits the spot in every way. I can totally see why Sam loves that place. The fries, the burgers, the onion rings. They're open for takeout and delivery at their K-Town location. From burgers to a sweet treat for Easter, Levi, what are we making?
Nests.
Coconut nests. Take a look. Hi, Levi. What are we gonna make today?
Cookie.
No. Close. What else? What do you think that muffin tin is for?
We're gonna make muffins.
No. We're gonna make coconut nests for Easter. And then
Can
we'll...
we eat it now?
No, I've gotta make it and we're gonna fill it with candy. Jelly beans. Are jelly beans your favorite?
Yeah.
You love jelly beans. Okay, so in the bowl here, Levi, I have 2 egg whites. We separated the yolk and the white. So do you wanna whisk those for me? Really hard. Gotta put some muscle in it. Yeah. You wanna froth them up a little bit. See how they get foamy? Gotta really get in there. Okay, maybe, you know what? I bet if you stand up, get some muscle on it. All right, try. But good job. See how we get a nice little froth?
But that was really hard.
That was really hard. And the main ingredient is coconut. You really should get the sweetened coconut. You know, the kind that's really sticky and sweet. The only kind I had is the unsweetened. So hopefully it'll still work. Coconut is one of your favorite things, isn't it? What does Mimi bring you usually?
Coconut.
That's right, that's your grandma. She brings you coconut because you love it. Okay, so go ahead and dump in the coconut. To that,
Okay.
I'm gonna add a tablespoon of sugar. Go ahead. Okay, so you know what? Instead of the whisk though, I'm gonna give you a spoon this time. Okay, mix that around, and I'm gonna add some more sugar. Because it's unsweetened, it needs a little help. All right, now, let's mix this around and see what the consistency is like. Once we have clean hands, we washed our hands. Now, yeah, so that's what you want. It starts to form a ball. Let's spray our tin with some cooking spray. We have a mini muffin tin. You could use a regular sized one as well. Okay, good job, Levi. So in each hole, put some coconut. And then I'll show you what we're gonna do.
We're gonna cook it in the oven.
Yep. So we've got our little muffin tins filled. Now what we do, Levi, to give it like a nest kind of a vibe, is in each one, take your thumb and make a little dent right in the middle, like where a birdie would sit or an egg. Little
I
dent.
feel the bottom.
Little dent. I wouldn't go all the way to the bottom. You don't want a hole in it, but you definitely want a little indentation where
Well,
we
it
can
is like that.
stick some candy. Okay, I'm gonna put these in the oven, 300 degrees. I'll check them in 15 minutes. See how they're doing. Da-da-da! Yes! We've got nests. Huh?
It's not falling.
Nope, it's not falling. Oven mitts.
Look at my goalie glove.
Goalie glove. Okay, help me. We do it together. It's a group effort. Got to be super gentle with these little guys. And then
That's not enough.
I'm gonna get our candy. You probably should wait until they cool down a little. But, okay.
How much? How much? One?
Well,
2.
I think you could do a couple. You could eat a couple.
And you
Oh,
can,
look how sweet. Look at these little cuties.
you can eat a couple and you can put a cup.
Yep. I'm gonna do,
Oh,
I think only one fits at a time of the big ones. And then here, put a few jelly beans in there. Cute. And then you eat some.
and you put some.
And then you put some. And then, Levi, look at, I found these. Honestly, I've had these in the pantry for years. They're supposed to be little cupcake picks or cake picks. How cute if we put these little guys in there. Little bunnies. Oh, that's so sweet.
But when you eat them, you have to take them out.
Good point. It's like this is their little nest. Okay, last one.
You're gonna
Put a
do
little.
the last one.
Okay. Okay. Cheers. Mmm. Oh no! I lost my egg. They taste like macaroons, coconut macaroons. Mmm. Happy Easter. I hope the Easter Bunny finds your house.
Happy Easter.
Those nests were so much fun to make. How many did you eat?
3.
Thanks for being with us. Stay safe, everybody, and happy Easter.
What do you want in your basket?
Paper towels. I need paper towels to dry my hands.
Did you just say you want paper towels in your Easter basket?